In multiple sclerosis, damage to nerves in your central nervous system, or CNS, causes scars or lesions that can be seen on MRI scans. These lesions can cause symptoms in the parts of the body that the nerves control, but sometimes lesions can form without you experiencing any symptoms. This is because parts of your CNS, like other parts of your body, have some ability to repair themselves if they get damaged. And while the damaged nerves are being repaired, it appears the CNS is also able to redirect signals around the damaged area or around areas that can't be repaired. It's a bit like taking a detour when roadworks are blocking your usual route. This ability to compensate for nerve damage by rewiring is known as neurological reserve. Neurological reserve and repair mechanisms explain why MS-related brain damage in the CNS may go unnoticed early in the course of MS. They also explain why people with relapsing remitting MS may experience sudden attacks of symptoms, known as relapses, which ease off or remit over the following few weeks or months. During this time, repair mechanisms are operating and some neurological reserve is used up to rewire and compensate for the damage. Everyone experiences a decline in neurological reserve as they age, but in people with MS, the decline happens faster. As neurological reserve is used up, the ability to repair or rewire is reduced, and damage may be more likely to become permanent. To understand what happens over time in MS, it helps to imagine the CNS as a swimming pool with a slow leak. Looking at a side view of this pool, you can see it has a shallow end and a deep end. The volume of water in the pool represents neurological reserve, the ability of your CNS to compensate for damage. Different parts of the CNS have different levels of neurological reserve. The spinal cord and optic nerves have the least reserve, so they are represented by the shallow end of the pool. The top part of the brain, the cerebral hemispheres, has the greatest amount of reserve, so it's represented by the deep end. The base of the brain stem and cerebellum, has a level of reserve somewhere in between, so it's in the middle of the pool. MS lesions or damage in these different areas of the CNS are represented as peaks rising up from the bottom of the pool. The surface of the water represents the clinical threshold. That means you will be aware of any peaks that appear above the water level because they can cause signs and symptoms of an MS relapse. Peaks that are below the surface are clinically silent, so you may not be aware of them, but you can see them on an MRI scan. Lesions in areas of the CNS with the smallest amount of neurological reserve, the spinal cord and optic nerve, are more likely to cause symptoms such as numbness or visual changes. That's why these are some of the most common early symptoms of MS. Now remember that the pool is leaking, which means the water level is slowly going down. This represents the loss of neurological reserve over time. As the water level drops, areas of old damage are uncovered, and you may experience a permanent return of symptoms you previously experienced during relapses. And lesions that did not affect you at all before may start to cause symptoms. This is the basis of progression in MS. The greater the number of lesions that develop early on, even if the lesions don't initially cause symptoms, the more likely they are to have an impact on disability many years later. The leaking swimming pool model not only helps us understand what happens in MS over time, it also helps to explain why an important goal of treatment is to reduce the number of new lesions, the peaks in the swimming pool, as soon as possible. Early treatment to help reduce further disease activity may delay the development of progressive disability later. Your doctor has prescribed Tysabri for your relapsing remitting MS. Although Tysabri is not able to repair any damage already caused by MS, it may reduce the number of new relapses you experience and help slow the progression of physical disability. Talk to your doctor if you have any further questions about MS or to learn more about Tysabri.